right, and welcome back from that little break. I am your friendly neighborhood shoutcaster Sharogan. Fang, how's that concussion from the bat?
Honestly, I'm not really knowing where I'm at right now. I'm very dizzy. I was canceled again, as always. And
Yeah, that's what happens. You say some things to say, you get bonked. So you know how it is. All right, let's go ahead and hop into talking about this game, though. So just right off the bat, we've got a Galio Yasuo ban, which I think is probably some of the best stuff that we've seen TAS pull out. So I can honestly understand why Spear's getting rid of it.
yeah, they play a lot of Yasuo. I think they play a lot of Yon as well in Team Asterith. So good bans by them. Galio is very easy to pull off. Diana ban, good. Okay. Rumble ban by Team Asterith. Rumble's probably the most broken champion in all the league at the moment, so I love that ban. Syndra ban against my boy Diddle, who has a very interesting Smurf name, which I cannot say because I currently have a concussion already, so I don't want another one.
Yeah, we don't need more concussions on this. We need you actually coherent using words. So straight up, we have a hovered Gwen. Okay, so we're just kind of bouncing around on Team Spear. I thought those were actual champion picks. What kind of, based on the way we're seeing, I'm expecting scrappy fights coming out from Taz. Spear, in the meantime, usually is a little bit more consistent. I feel like Orphix just trolling us with those random jungle champion hovers. No idea what they're picking.
Morgana, which is a great pick. It's a flex pick in the jungle, the mid, and the support. A very good pick. I think it's the second best champion in this patch. Besides Rumble, who is first, of course. And like you said, yes, Taz is like an episode of Zabumafu in general. I think there's Zabu, if the kids remember that. They're always in Olaf, which is like perfect for them. There's just times where they just don't think and they just go, which I love to watch as a caster. So they just jump around like monkeys.
I think you mean a lemur because I have not heard Zabumafu in so freaking long. Thank you for somebody else remembering that. I do like the Olaf pickup just straight up. That is a really nice. You can see him flex to top lane, but usually just a straight jungle pick. But there's so much power in that basically just goes, oh, you want a black shield me, Morgana? How about no?
Pick Swain as well, which is I think is very, very good. I think it's best in the bot lane role and the APC role in general, but it's actually like a quadruple flex pick. It can go mid, it can go top, it can go support, and it can go bot.
And against a Morgana, it's actually pretty good, just because you have that extra magic damage to help get rid of the black shield. It will mean you most likely will get your root off, but you should be able to hit some of your other abilities, allowing for the rest of the team to CC and give you more opportunities to pull. The Anivia coming out on the side of Spear there's a lot of AP damage right now on the side of Spear with the Anivia and Morgana. So I'm really wondering what kind of AD champs they're going to be picking up. Looks like Set, that glorious neck of his, might be what we're going to be seeing here first. Not a bad top lane pickup, I think, though could theoretically flex to support or jungle as well.
That is my twin brother, and that's one of Orphix's favorite champions in general, which just, of course, it makes sense. You know, Orphix is going to pick me and the top lane, since that's my boy, you know. Silas, okay, so interesting.
Yes, some spice. I'm liking it.
Interesting. I don't really think there's much good. There's not really that good of Silas ultis that he can take. I guess Morgana's okay. I don't really think that Set ulti is good for him to take, or Anivia ulti is really good for him to take, but I like it. I like the draft so far for Team Asterith in general because you don't know where anyone's going for the most part. I mean, you can assume, but yeah.
So how does Set ulti, or not Set, Silas ulti work on Set? Like Anivia, like if he takes the Anivia ulti, my brain just not working.
I think if he just takes the ulti, it just for Anivia, it just lasts for a couple seconds, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how long it is, but
it's not like instantaneous duration until you deactivate it.
I don't think so. I'm not positive, but I believe it's just a couple seconds. I think it's like 3 to 2 seconds. I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just curious. It's been a while since I've seen that interaction, so I couldn't remember off the top of my head. Thought you might know. We've got the Samira and the Renekton band coming out from the side of Spear, getting rid of some of the two more powerful ADCs, and then a double ADC band coming up the side of Taz, which it's really interesting. That leaves very little of the table. Oh, excuse me. That leaves very little on the table. We do have a Kai'Sa pickup for Taz, and I think probably one of the better responses might be either like a Caitlyn or potentially Jhin. We have the Vayne getting hovered.
Ooh, all right. There is I think that Vayne is actually a really good pick in the Kai'Sa. Me and Found, who casted earlier, have a big argument about this. I think Vayne is actually a counterpicking to Kai'Sa in general. I think Vayne actually does more damage than Kai'Sa does in general. So I'm really interested to see this bot lane. Of course, Vayne is one of my favorite AD carries in the entire game. I've been blaming a lot of people for playing it. Please do not disappoint me, my boy Lishi. Do not.
See, Leshy better not. I agree with you. I feel like with okay, so it looks like we're gonna be having either a set Morgana support, most likely Morgana, and a Skarner jungle coming out on the side of Spear. So we're gonna see probably the support pick or top lane coming out from the side of TAS here in just a moment. Looks like we're gonna have the Wukong. Oh no,
boy, dude.
No, Spear was doing so well up until just now. So I was saying Spear had this game in the bag, totally on lock. Now we have a Wukong coming out. Now I'm not so sure. This is gonna be really, really bad.
I'm actually still gonna put my money on Spear, even though I know the Wukong is very fearsome for you, and I know that you have PTSD whenever it's locked in.
Whenever it's locked in, it's Okay, well, with that, let's go ahead and everything looks locked in. I'm thinking that Wukong's going to be such a big game changer, but we'll find out here shortly. Let's hop onto that rift. All right, so with this game starting off, I'm liking that Olaf, what would you call that stream? That he's running, that he's leaving behind. I think it's pretty dope. I've actually never seen that before. I have no idea what that is.
Is Olaf skin?
It may have been the Olaf skin, but no. Whenever he was running, he had like this banner. Like that's what it was. That's what it was. I just wasn't sure which one it was. I was having trouble picking it out color wise.
Of course, shout out to Pride Month, which is going on in the League client. I think that's what it was.
Gotcha. All right, so with that, probably gonna get some basic. Just you got the block off right now. Nothing too crazy going on. I did hear over on the side of Spear, it sounded like they were talking about how a new mechanic where you can place wards on the enemy side of the map was being discussed. Apparently, some of the players didn't know about that, so maybe we'll see them use that this game. That'll be interesting to find out.
I think that it would actually increase the win rate by a lot. I think that it would actually go undefeated if they learned how to place wards on the other side of the map. It's actually crazy if you think about it.
It really is, because it gives you vision of where the enemy team is, and then you're able to see them before they ever actually fight you. Look at that. We've got Orphic already going in on this Wukong, getting a lot of damage off. Beautiful stun. Looks like we've got a huge win coming out on the side of K1Z. Yeah. Orphic does not have the Ignite, but he does get the Flash First Blood. There we go. This game is already kicking off.
Let's go, Orphic Diff! My boy, dude! I'm shouting out my boy Orphic, man. It's the very beginning, and he will not let me down. This is huge. I actually think Set is a good matchup in Wukong. Let's see if this... I think this... Wukong has never lost a game in FF. So, is this... And I think he's just going to die here, but...
Once again, we have a TP in. It's K1Z. Look at this. Lots of damage coming out. That is a huge haymaker. Nice shield. Orphic getting dived on. That's going to get him taken down. Wukong, he's got the damage. You got to respect it.
Yeah, that was a bit of disrespect, but I'm always going to pass on my boy Orphic. In general, I think that was very smart. By Wukong and flashback. A little bit of disrespect, but you know me, boys. I always support disrespect. Is he just dead? What is going on?
We've got yet another fight happening right here. Haymaker coming out, getting a second kill over to Orphic. He's like, fine, you kill me, I kill you, you TP back, I'm a TP in as well. That is just a trade of summoners. Both of them. Seriously, that's 4 summoners gone on the top side, 3 kills. It's just absolutely nuts. This is the kind of game you expect when you're going up against Team Azeroth.
Yeah.
Look at that. Kissimmee taking a lot of damage from that Ignite. Or the Electrocute.
TAS are very, very early. They're part of the 1 minute clan like myself. In general, they're one part of the 1 pump and the sandwich diff. So they like to fight early. They like to do things early. He's maybe going to come in here.
Sergeant Diddle taking a lot of damage, having to flash out so he doesn't go down. Does manage to get the stun off. That was a beautiful Q from the side of Anivia. That max range, I think.
Very good, and in Team Azeroth, I think that they should time the summon spells. That's very important. I think a lot of heroic teams do not manage to do that.
Ooh, look at that. The I after the Guardian Shield proccing right there for Morgana, just because I don't know if that was distance or if they dropped the Black Shield down, did get a lot of damage over on the side of Gua, as Leshy is forcing him back out of lane. Oh my god.
As my caster is currently dying for some reason, I think that my guy has not managed to sleep in a long time.
Well, it's not like hiccups. Like, they just won't go away.
The hiccup diff. It's probably you need your
diff.
girlfriend to get you a sandwich. That's probably what's going to help. It's probably
Well,
going to stop.
I gotta get a girlfriend first.
Well, we can ask my boy Jeff to set you up with his one of his girlfriend's friends or something like that. As the root, very good Morgana binding. Oh,
that is a fantastic binding right there. Lots of damage coming out. Leshy getting super low. Ignite coming out from Morgana. Not going to be enough damage. Gua does manage to pick up the kill right there. That is going to be a nice Kai'Sa double kill as Gua starts to pull ahead in this lane.
Yeah, a bit of a disrespect. In general, I don't really know why he went forward on Vayne. This is like a huge problem with Vayne players is they think they're going to try to go to 1v5. In my opinion, again, I think this is a counter matchup for Vayne. I think that's very good in the Kai'Sa, but oh wow, what is this? Big brain? Actually, big brain right there. Saving the wave for his bot laner to get him
using his big brain.
A lot of junglers do not do that. It's very, very good by him. They save all this. They don't really miss that much. I mean, they get 2 kills on the Kai'Sa, which is bad, but they don't miss much minions in general. Very good by him. There's just another fight.
Got a fight going on here in the top lane as K1Z does have to clone his way out. Orphic deciding I'm not going to engage, fighting that clone, backs off as well. That is a good dodge by Hisami to avoid the Orphic Q, or the Diddle Q. And I think, yeah, like this whole thing, like right here in the top lane, we're just seeing so many skirmishes going back and forth. These guys, Spear just wants to fight and they want to duke it out.
And I will shout out the nice invade.
Look at this. We have the Big Brian jumping onto the Olaf. Does do a lot of damage. We have Diddle trying to come down to help him out. Isn't quite able to reach it. As Silas does get the Thronebreaker over the wall. That is a jump onto Big Brain as Hisami takes him down. This is also going to be Diddle trying to get something else. He has not gone into egg form yet. We do have Morgana here trying to help protect him. Is doing his best they can. We have Onbo coming to join this fight as well. That is a nice root coming out. This is Diddle in a very bad spot. Going to get sniped by Gua as that from across the map Void Missile just takes him down.
Yes, tiny misplay by Nivea. They walled over on the entrance to the red side jungle, but Silas can just E over the wall and hook them, and so from that point on, it's pretty much over. Skarner flash in onto an Olaf, which is obviously kind of troll, but you're not really going to win that.
Olaf is one of the better duelists in the jungle, and just as a general rule, that's not something Skarner necessarily wants to do. He prefers to have his team around in order to actually do stuff. Hisami is completely out of mana, does manage to push the wave under the tower, trying to cause Diddle to lose as much CS as possible. Meantime, Orphic is just cleaning up this top lane wave. Anivia, though, has kind of reached that point where she can just clear wave easy.
I get the play they thought they had mid-prio with the Nivea being first, but just two...
Right there, we have a nice wall coming out and a TP coming down on the side of TAS. Diddle is going to get caught out here as Hisami comes in right behind him. The chains come out, do not actually manage to connect. We've got poor Shadows caught in that Baron pit and just gets taken down.
Yeah, that's just not allowed. Silas was back and he had to waste his TP because Olaf was by himself. When your mid laner is not there, and I think Wukong was also back, then he tried to read his scuttle. He would have no prio in general, and then they got collapsed on and he's just dead.
Ooh, Leshy doing some nice kiting, avoiding the Onbo root. Does have the black shield, so he's actually going to be completely immune to a lot of that damage. We do have the third auto attack coming out, doing a lot of true damage. Good roll as he gets out of the way of Onbo. Does not manage to avoid the lightning shot from from Swain, who's going to get caught right here. That is a flash coming out and no kill for Cheeky Panda. Or Cheeky Pingu.
See right here. There's just a top lane fight.
That is a nasty Wukong ult under tower, but it is not going to be enough as Orphic does take him down. That was a good gank on the side of Big Brain. Big Brain Brian.
Vayne got the level 6 before Kai'Sa or Swain, which is why they went in. They got that kill. Very smart by them. They saw they got a level 6 advantage. And yeah, very, very smart by Leshy.
Playing around, and Leshy also had the fancy feet, getting some juke stick moves in there as he was able to dodge around some of Onbo's Shadow Claws kind of thing. and it just was really, really clean on Leshy's part. Ooh, good use of the minion wave to block as Diddle manages to get a nice bit of damage out, putting the ulti on himself to basically keep Hisami from re-engaging.
He tried to do the thing where you W and when it gets you closer, and then you get a guaranteed E on the target, but he was, I guess, a little too far, and then accidentally hit the minions, and then this E hit the minions. Very smart by Anivia to play around the minions in general.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So with the way this game is playing out right now, I think that the clear winner is not visible yet. We don't have one, but we are seeing that Spear has definitely decided to play Taz's game a little bit, and they are going all out and trying to take these fights that may look inopportune, but they are actually pulling them off very, very well. Olaf is also just going to go ahead and sneak this Mountain Drake. I'm predicting it's going to probably be... I was gonna say Infernal. I'm gonna be honest and say I was gonna think it was Infernal. So, my prediction was not accurate this game.
Well, that means with the Infernal being the second Drake, we can either get Ocean Dragon, the therapeutic dragon, or we can get the Wind Dragon, which is the 420 Nace Dragon.
And I have a feeling it's gonna be a Wind Drake based off of that information.
The 420 Nace?
Wind. I think it's gonna be the Wind Speedy Boost. Is going to be what we're seeing this game. Look at that. That is a nice chunk of damage for Sergeant Diddle to put out on a Hisami. He does have the Anivia ult stolen, so that is something available to him. Big Brain Brian is currently hanging out behind the edge right there. Not exactly a good opportunity for him to engage on this. There are a lot of control wards on the map, I'm noticing, for the side of Taz.
Silas is going W max, which is interesting. Usually, if I'm not mistaken, in this matchup, you should go to Q-Max so you can get the push on Anivia, because Anivia is going to push you in a lot. And I think you should be going to Q-Max to get the better wave clear. And there's...
We've got a nice engage right here. Good, getting slowed by the suppression coming out as well onto Swain. Anbo getting taken down. That was a clean pickup for Team Spear.
We give a little golf clap for giving the kill.
Look at this. We got an Olaf ulting in the middle of a set ult to just kind of get blocked. We got Sergeant Diddle stopping his own team from engaging. I'm not sure if he's trying to protect himself or what, but that is not going to go the way that they want. Taz is just having some miscommunication, falling apart right here as Hisami takes down Sergeant Diddle. We have Spear doing a getting cleaned up. Set ulti coming down, slamming him down. That was stolen by the Silas. Oh man, that just did not go the route. That was a turnaround for Spear.
To be honest, there was so many misplays in that little section, I'm not even going to talk about it. I think if I do, it's going to get really flamey, and I don't want to. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. The wall was a bit troll. They tried to take that fight in general.
The wall was a little bit... The wall was a kind of total troll. I'm not exactly sure if that was supposed to be a I'm going to stand behind the wall and auto-attack you while Olaf goes around and fights, or... what exactly? Because that did not play out the way I think Spear expected. Orphic, though, has decided, hey, I'm just going to run up on you. See, that's the biggest thing about Set, is it's very much a, you know when he's going to engage because he just runs straight at you.
When it comes to that fight, there's a weird interaction with Olaf and Set. When Olaf ults and Set ults, Olaf stays in place. So a lot of Set players get confused by that. I'm going to guess that's probably what happened when it came to the wall. And he just tried to catch Olaf. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what it was. He was trying to catch Olaf, and what ended up happening was, you're right, Olaf ulted in the middle of that, and so he actually stopped before reaching the final spot. Doesn't take the fall damage, I believe, then in that case. Like,
so,
you don't get...
as the thumbs up, okay.
Yep, okay. Perfect is kind of trying to bait out Wukong right here. I feel like Wukong's afraid to engage in general, though, so that's not exactly going to work. Hisami taking some free auto attacks and damage from Team Spear. Not what you want to be doing in this situation. Olaf does have Rift Herald, so we're probably going to see it dropped here momentarily, and that means that this is going to probably be bot turret taken first, and that is just going to be really, really nasty. Up in the top lane, though, we do have Skarner trying to engage. That was Skarner pulling in the Wukong, taking him out from under tower. That is not enough damage, though, for them to actually take K1Z down, as Orphic does not manage to connect with the Haymaker.
They can potentially dive him here, or is Skarner just going to back? Yeah, okay. So Dragon's up in a minute. This is something that Spear and a lot of teams improved on in general, is their map control when it comes to objectives. They usually in the past they got to the objective very, very late, and now they're getting better at that. So
I think that has a
maybe-
lot to do with the jungle changes and the fact that they are a little bit easier to take and it's not quite as difficult. Does mean that it's going to be those jungle clears happen faster. So we have been seeing a lot more of the engages, a lot more ganks this game than the last one.
What I'm really interested in seeing is this mid lane who's going to get the push because there's 20-30 seconds left when it comes to this. Silas back, so Anivia should 100% hard push his lane, and they should go and they should get vision control on this dragon. They should get pry over this dragon on Team Spear. Because Silas had a very late back. Are they not going to do that? Okay, yes. Anivia gets prio right here, and they should go on ward with Skarner. And I guess they don't have wards, so they're not going to do that.
Yeah, they don't have wards, so they're not going to be able to do that. We do have Orphic in the top lane. He's shoving this in as hard as he can. I think he's focusing on mostly just taking this tower down. In the meantime, K1ZZ is like, hey, I know that that's what you want to do, but at the same time, I'm going to try and hit you. Doesn't really matter. Wukong having to run away. I think he flashed right there. He did clone in order to escape. Right now, we've got Big Brain Brian coming into the bot lane, getting black shielded so he's able to move around. That was a nice ult by Gua moving to the other side. This is just a lot of juke sticks. So much. We got the suppression coming out, though, as poor Swain just gets slammed into the wall, completely taken out before he even has a chance to ult. We got locked down on Gua as well as he gets taken out. Off, able to go golden and fiery, does manage to escape. That is going to be a pickup from the Ignite as Cheeky Pingu takes him down. And then up in the top lane, we've got yet another fight continuing as Orphic is just pressuring this top tier 2 tower.
When Ombu just disrespected, this happened twice now. There's going to be a fight here, so I'll get interrupted.
We're going to have a nasty fight as Wukong dives in on Orphic, gets a nice knock-up right there. Knock-up number 1, knock-up number 2. Not going to matter as Hisami steal sets ult and slams him down with his own power move. But that's going to be Infernal Drake over to the side of Team Spear.
Gua and Ombu probably should have assumed that they were going to be getting ganked here. In general, they knew that Dragon was coming up, and that's very, very prototypical. That's a very textbook gank. When Dragon's coming up, you gank the bot lane, you get the bot prio, and then you go and get that Dragon. Probably should assume that. I don't think they have any wards to guess that, but it's still an assumption that you should have in the back of your mind. Yeah, very nice ulti by Kaisa to get out, but Skarner just runs it down and ults.
Exactly. It is something that TAS should have been aware of. They should have known that Team Spear was going to want to engage in a fight to get this Drake because they were already down one Drake, so they were probably going to pressure this one harder, especially because it's an Infernal Drake. Right now, as we look at the scoreboard, though, Silas is 4-0, and we have a 4-2 Vayne. Those two are going to be the two to keep an eye on. Honestly, past Vayne performances, Leshy's been doing pretty dang good.
Yeah, he's actually really doing well when it comes to the ulti, and you a lot of Vaynes in general, they hit R and then they just immediately Q. You got to use your invisibility. He's what he's doing. He use your invisibility to reposition, and that's what he's doing very well. That's why he's not inting as much.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job with his positioning, getting around so many of those skill shots. Nice black shield coming out as we've got Orphic ulting Olaf under the tower, but Olaf's going to use his own ultimate and go Ragnarok trying to escape. Look at this fight. This fight is just going not in the way of Team TAS. That was a huge amount of damage coming out from the side of Team Spear as they just managed to shred straight through TAS's front line. Gua's now having to run away. Poor Kaisa's not going to have much to do as she isn't able to escape. Lots of damage coming out right there. And we got Anbo once again trying to save his ADC, but is not quite able to do it. He's going to have to ult, trying to go golden in order to get as much damage out as possible. We've got a bunch of people walking into that right though, but it's not going to matter as Diddle takes him down.
That's another fight where it's the culmination of TAS. They're just disrespecting. Like, they see Orphic, who is very, very fed. He ults in. Olaf was very slow ulti in general, and he gets ulted back into the team. And from that point on, you got to run. Like, you're not going to win that fight. Without Olaf ulti, he's very low, and I think it was like, what, a 2-3? And then a third person came in. They lost that fight because it's just not going to work. Like, you should never be there.
Yeah, no, that was a very much a trickle-in fight that did not go the way of TAS, and it was just kind of nasty. All right, with the way this fight is going now, TAS does still have a chance to come back. They are going to have to make sure that they're looking for picks rather than full 5v5 team fights. They have fallen behind just a little bit as they're now almost 6K gold, 4K gold behind. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, like, with the next set of objectives. Oh, what did I say about Soul? Win Soul? Yeah, Bing, bang, boom. Predictions?
I've actually, every single time I cast you, have actually not gotten a single dragon wrong, by the way, on the 50-50 coin flip.
Well, and like I said, once you know the algorithms.
So,
Go ahead.
You also have the UV mind control? Is that what's happening? Is this how you figure out the predictions?
No.
Are
no,
you a
it's
Riot
not.
employee?
No.
Can you please remove Senna from the game?
I cannot remove Senna from the game because they've yet to remove Wukong. You have no idea how long I've been fighting to get rid of this champion, but it's not going to happen. So, regardless, let's get back into this game, though. Leshy versus Silas. Who do you think would win in this fight? Leshy and Hismi. 1v1.
Oh, Silas will definitely. Well, it's, Vayne can.
Not
he's
we have
dead
Wukong
now.
coming in though. This could be very poor. Let's see if we can get the fancy feet. We got a TP coming down though. That is an ulti coming out from Leshy. Leshy trying to get some damage off. Does know that he wants to continue this engage. It is not going to actually be able to continue. We have 2 TPs from the side of Spear. They've just decided to go ahead and commit to this bot side turret, and I think they're just going to go ahead and shove in on this. Oh, that's why. Big Brain Brian and Cheeky Pingu have both looped around the top, and they're just going to basically force TAS off of this bot side turret.
Actually, a really interesting rotation by them with the Nivea TP, and they just said they were going to come down to this or get this, and they actually I really like this play by Spear. This is actually really smart. They can get 2 towers for this.
They're going to easily get 2 towers, if not a huge team fight and an inhibitor. With the way things are playing out right now, Olaf is over in the blue side. Orphic looking for a pick, maybe? Does manage to dodge the axe, isn't hit by it, so he's not going to get slowed down. That was just it. That's exactly what they went for on the side of Spear, was they just decided, you know what, we're going to get both these towers and then just back off.
Insu's interesting. Okay. Vayne's going Insu's Rage Play, which is very interesting, which means that she cannot go crit when it comes to the Vayne.
And if I remember correctly, that doesn't apply the double ability stack still, does it? Didn't they remove that, or am I thinking of something else?
It does apply the silver stacks. It does.
Okay.
It's a bit weird. I don't prefer that build, but it's not horrible. I like the lifesteal against that team. There's a lot of people that are going to blow you up and team fight you, and you need the lifesteal against Swain, and it's very good to build lifesteal early when you're Vayne, because Vayne has very tough early game matchups.
Yeah, but you do have 3 tanky targets with the Wukong, Olaf, and the 4 tanky with Silas and Swain as well. So I can kind of see why they might want the true damage. Just prefer that.
Yeah, I think that Kraken was the better buy, especially if you're going to go into Rage Blade. They just synergize way better than Shield Build does. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, since Leshy so far has been the best Vayne that I've seen from the Heroic League. Besides, I think Jeff, who did very good.
Right, okay, so we got Big Brain Brian. I'm not entirely sure what exactly he's waiting for on the other side there. May have been looking for a flash ulti onto the Silas. Decided against it. Gua going for red buff. Looking at this map here, we've got good pressure on the side of Spear. They're probably trying to set up for Baron right about now, would be my guess, because that's the most current objective. Wukong is going to be pushing in this top lane, which means that we're most likely going to be seeing a gank up there momentarily as well. Olaf is also trying to protect that, but Wukong's just going to go ahead and back.
All right, this Vayne isn't in danger zone, but I think they won't be punished for it. Will they get punished for it? You're in a bit of a danger zone when it comes to AD
They
carries.
are, but they're going to completely back. They're going to be able to finish the back, so they'll be fine.
When you're in that spot where the wave is currently, that's a very dangerous spot for AD carries to clear. I don't really know why Vayne went. I think Vayne went up there just to back. It's kind of weird, but
I think they got a couple of minions. We're able to clear that up. Meantime, Orvic's going to do just that, and we're focusing on the mid lane right now. See, if I was Team Spear, my first objective would be, you know what, we're going to ward up the enemy's jungle, because that's something that you can do in this game. Set up for Baron, and then just basically try and force a fight around there, making Taz decide to either engage on them or just completely ignore any objectives. Oh, we got a flash ulti on as Big Brain Brian jumps in on the Gua. Gua just gets completely shredded as the Silver Bolts just do so much damage to them.
And this is just a free Baron. Gua should have just flash. I mean, his positioning was pretty bad there. He could have tried to ult out. I don't really know. It's pretty sus. But I was just going to say before I was interrupted, this is like how they get back into the game. They have double TP advantage. I don't think they've used it yet so far. Are they going to give this Baron up?
They're probably gonna look at this Baron. They're not gonna give it up without a fight. I don't think they're gonna look for a steal. They're gonna try and see Shadow jumping in, but he does not manage to do it. He gets rooted in place and does not use Ragnarok in order to break free. And that is a free Baron for the side of Spear.
Nice Morgana binding to stop the Flash E. I don't think they had any vision on it in general, so it would have been a blind steal if he even attempted to do it. But I really want to shout out Spear in general. We've talked about this multiple times. I keep harping on the issue, not just the Orphic diff. But their objective control as a team has been way better. When they've been winning games, that's been the biggest reason why they're winning is that they went through lanes. Because I think that their lanes are always fine. I don't think that they int lanes very much. They just struggled when it came to objective control. And now they're winning. Their objective control is a lot better. Their vision's getting a lot better, even though they don't warn any side of the jungle, according to I think it was a player on the spear. I can't remember. Sorry, their name, but yeah.
I can't remember. It wasn't Utility Monster who I heard saying it. I'm trying to remember who else it was. Can't recall off the top of my head. We're just gonna say it was a rumor.
Just a
Look at this,
yeah.
Leshy managing to get out in a situation he shouldn't have been able to. The fancy footwork from the Vayne. Nice use of the blast cone.
This is a guaranteed top tower. It's very smart. Set is actually a low key. He takes towers pretty fast, surprisingly.
He does take towers pretty dang quickly, which is one of the good things about the set, just because you got the double auto attacks plus the empowered auto Q is going to give you even more. Then you've got this huge push going on in the mid lane, and then they push in the bot lane as well, basically forcing 3 fronts that TAS has to deal with. Something that I don't think that they are their best at. They like the team. They like the fight kind of games. Look at this. The Vayne is just completely shredding the Olaf. 1v1ing, 1v2ing. Don't come Morgana. He doesn't need the help. Takes down Wukong, gets the double kill, and that was a clean set of Vayne plays. Look at this. We got the fight still going here in the middle lane. That is a Gua taking down Orphic, though. Orphic does not respect the tower damage. We got the Anivia ulti down, doing a lot of damage to Sylas. Sylas has to go gold and Hismi in order to try to survive. That is going to be a popped Gua as Big Brain takes him down. Leshy becomes godlight as he finishes off the Sylas. That is going to be a middle inhibitor turret and a middle inhib gone now. In theory, I think they could probably push for the win, but most likely won't.
They definitely should push for this one. They have Baron. They have multiple
They have
people
Baron, they have Anivia passive. I think they're probably just going to go for the safer route, get another set of turrets. That is Anivia. Diddle trying to not go egg, does accidentally get aggroed by the tower, is going to be just fine though and come back at full health. That is the terrifying thing about Anivia. You got to kill her twice. Diddle dropping on the ulti, once again pushing in. I think that was probably the more conservative play and better route to go. And I still think it's funny that Anivia gets to keep Baron buff despite having gone egg.
I mean, she's not dead, right?
Technically, no.
When it comes to Zillion ulti.
It's true. It's like Zillion ulti and all that. It's still funny to me. It's like that Zac ulti, Zac passive and Anivia passive. I just think it's really funny that way in that interaction. Poor Diddle though right now does not have egg. He's not able to stop the Olaf going. His Olaf just jumps on him, completely shreds them to pieces. We do have Big Brain Brian though, is just a lot more tanky than you would really expect Skarner to be. Usually, but at this point, that is kind of where he's at. That is a cheeky Pengu's ultimate stolen as Hisami decides to take the Morgana ult. This Gua, look at this. Leshy is on the back line, just completely shredding. That is a double kill over for Leshy as he solo kills both the support and ADC. Meantime, you have the fight going on over by the Dragon Pit. That is probably game right there.
Leshy will be getting the patented Brendan Fang over Fang seal of approval when it comes to the Vayne. I think this guy's Vayne's actually not... I think it's good. I actually think this Vayne's good.
This Vayne is why you pick Vayne. Fantastic dodges using the Q dodge roll in order to actually get into good places, keeping from getting hit by things like the Olaf axe, dodging the Swain Claw, doesn't actually get knocked up as often. His positioning has been perfect.
This is one of the first games that I can confidently say when it comes to the Spear win. It is not an Orphic diff. This is a Leshy diff right now. And Big Brain Brian, of course, who has actually been playing very good. I actually think it's a team diff in general. I actually think Team Spirit played really, really well. No memes, like aside. I like to say Orphic diff a lot, but I think everyone has played very, very good. This is one of their best wins if they manage to pull it out. I think no one played really poorly on this side of Team Spirit.
They did not. Spear's done a fantastic job. Diddle right here, though, getting caught out a little bit, does drop the wall, doesn't manage to actually do it to protect himself as Hisami picks up the kill. That is a soul over to Swain as well. Not really in a position for them to do much. TAS right now on the back foot. There is a way for them to come back from this. They've got to get some picks, got to get some nice lockdowns. That's going to probably mean focusing the Vayne, who is now 10-2. That is a huge amount of bounty gold, though, for them that could bring them back.
As Diddle punishes me for trying to be positive, he is diddled and spots twice for no reason has died. Now I have to flame him. I'm trying to be positive, and he's just diddling in jungle when he came to that dragon fight, and now he's diddling in the late mid game.
He knew you were getting too happy with their performance, and he's like, I got to make Fang upset. I got to upset him. We're losing the Fang.
Yeah. They want me to be benched forever, especially if they wanted me to if I said what they wanted me to say when I went into their Discord.
Leshy chasing down this Wukong, the Silver Bolt passive doing so much damage. That is just absolutely disgusting. Oh man, Spear right now, Skarner is looking for a nice jump, trying to get something. Swain pulls him in, does steal his soul, doesn't actually do much though. Oh man, Leshy is just Leshy is a monster right now.
Absolutely, when you're this far ahead when it comes to Vayne, you can just do Vayne things, and you can go for these highlight plays.
When you're this is going to be an uncontested Baron for the side of Team Spear.
Who just smashed it, of course, with the Vayne Silver Bolts, and very quickly when it comes to the true damage. Let's see if they can get it.
Could be wrong. We do have a flash ulti over the wall as Red Team takes it down. Way to go, Shadows does get taken down for his trouble, but that is a stolen Baron for the side of TAS. That was beautiful. That is what you don't want to see when you see an Olaf coming in. We have Orphic in the top lane, the bot lane trying to do what he can. He gets double ulted, once under tower by himself and once by the Hisami. Hisami getting a couple of shots off. Haymaker comes out. This is a nice duking out brawl as 3 more members of TAS show up to take Orphic down.
I think I just gave Spear the caster curse in general, where I said that they're doing good, everyone's playing clean, and Orphic's entering the bot lane, Sergeant Diddled ints twice. They get the steal by the huge play by the Olaf E into Smite. Very good. Of course, E does true damage, so you're stacking true damage, and that's why Olaf is very good at stealing objectives, same with like Nunu and those kind of champions, the Cho'Gath as well. Very good play by Olaf.
That was blind, it really was. That was a blind steal, kind of knew that it was coming. He did Ragnarok early, I think, in order to just make sure that he would be able to get over the wall and flashed over quickly. It's just been absolutely, that was a beautiful steal.
Very, very smart to Ragnarok early, like you said. Spear, they kind of just, pretty much a 50-50, that's what they just did right there. There should not be a 50-50, you should get someone over the wall and try to deteriorate and like push him away from the Baron. Of course, it's Olaf and he can just ult over, but Diddle's caught out again.
Yep, Diddle once again getting caught out. He does have passive this time. He's going golden. He's trying to stay alive a little bit longer. Ignivia is going to be right there, taking all of that damage as he just gets completely shredded. But we have a Morgana Q binding coming down, locking him down. Vayne, in the meantime, is just on that back line, taking down the Olaf, taking down the Swain, and just getting those silver bolts, defeating all the monsters on the enemy team. Look at that. We've got Kai'Sa going golden, trying to survive, but it's not going to matter. There's more silver bolts coming out. Look at this Vayne. Just a complete monster. Orphic gets one of the kills, though, and steals the Penta from as the Ace and the Quadra go over to Leshy.
Let's get a sad zoom in on my boy Orphic right here for taking the Penta. Look how sad he's walking. Bop, bop, bop. Which is actually really good by Orphic with the set where you can auto and you can cancel with the Q, but sad, dude. To take the Vayne.
And we know it was unintentional. That was just, you hate to see it. But that is going to be a cleanup as Spear takes down both the Nexus turrets, and that's going to be game.
Let's go. Not even Orphic Diff, who's my boy. Leshy just flash. Let's go, Leshy. Flash in for the fountain. Disrespect. Let's go, boy.
And that is going to be game. I think it's very easy to pick out who the MVP is this one. Definitely going to be Orphic.
Absolutely, of course. Whenever Team Spear wins, it's absolutely an Orphic diff. No memes aside. Absolutely. Yep. Completely 100% serious.
Yeah, completely 100% serious. Absolutely. Orphic was the best member of their team, doing absolutely all the work. He had the whole team on his back. It's probably breaking at this point. In the meantime, TAS did what they could. They put up a huge fight, but they just weren't quite able to put up a big enough one to stop the spear from piercing through their hearts.
Ooh, okay. Well, we get methodical and like metaphorical up in this FOF chat. I'm not educated like that. Like, take that back. I'm more interested to talk about sandwiches and these kind of things.
Yeah, well, you don't need more concussions, my friend. With that, there's not really a lot to talk about in that game. I liked what TAS was trying to do. I think their comp was actually pretty solid. There were just a couple of misplays. I feel like the coordination on the side of Spear was just a lot better, and that was really what pulled them out. We were not seeing quite the finessing on Morgana as we saw in the game prior. Cheeky Pingu didn't quite have as clean of a thing, but he definitely still is deserving of those 20 assists, doing an absolutely fantastic job locking down TAS, keeping them from getting any hard engages off.
Yeah, when you take away from Taz, who again is a very good player, I think Hizme is very good, Gula is very good. Like, people forget that this team was a finalist last year. When it came, I think they lost to INT in the finals. I think that they really need like a coach to stop. Like, they're very, very aggressive as a team, which is good, but you need to do calculated aggression. They need to take some of these steps back. Like that fight, the last team fight in general, they freaking like they did really, really well. Like in general, but they were just so far behind because they did so many bad fights and they just got it behind in general from poor plays and disrespectful
Exactly.
positioning.
Yeah, no, and I think that's really where it all comes down to. Like individually as players, they do a fantastic job, but I think the macro play on the side of Team Spear is what won them in this game. With that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back with an interview, and then stick around for the FOF Lounge.
Hello, folks. Chris Edgeworth here, joined by Spears Big Brain, the jungler. After that big win, how you feeling?
Feeling great.
Well, first, I want to ask you about the draft that you guys put together. Team Asworth has been kind of unpredictable lately with what they bring to the table. They brought out a relatively standard composition. What did you think about the draft that they pulled out, but also what you guys put together with the spicy Vayne and Ivy attack? I didn't see them land that.
Well, I'll talk about our draft. So we're planning on doing Morgana jungle, but we just decided to flex it, and there was like no plan of me going Skarner jungle until we were actually just in the last pick. So it was just kind of unpredictable, I guess. And the Anivia tech with Vayne, disappointing. They never did it, and they're griefers.
Yeah, honestly, it's like they were the only ones that had higher KDA in the game than you, but yeah, they're obviously just griefers
Yeah,
because they just can't land
griefers.
the condemn. Tragic.
Yeah.
Now, talk to me if you would about the changes to the jungle that came through. Now, you did bring out the Skarner, which
Yeah.
is someone that I still think is very good to play in the jungle, even with the changes to Chemtech. And you come out with the Chemtech Skarner. What do you think about this pick in the jungle? How do you think it played out?
I think I definitely feel like slower, I guess, with the changes, but I think he has a better clear now, honestly, than he used to.
Yeah, he's not as something that they were talking about earlier on the broadcast is with the changes to the jungle spawn timers. It's like you are slower, as you say, with the changes of the items, but it's also not as punishing that you are slower because champions like Morgana, which are thankfully getting nerfed in the upcoming patch with their clear and stuff.
Yeah,
It's just like
thankfully.
that is so punishing when you have these champions that have good gank opportunities and stuff, but they also just clear at such an insane rate where you're just like, if anything goes wrong for you, you are just completely screwed.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about your team, though. This is another win in your belt. We're looking forward towards playoffs. How do you feel about what you are doing right now and how you can contend as we get into the playoffs?
I mean, the proof is there. I think we're trying to show everyone how we can actually play as a team and win some games,
Well, right on, Big Brain.
Yeah.
Sorry, Big
You're
Brain.
fine.
Thanks for joining us for an interview. Before we go to the lounge, do you have any final words for us?
Fang diff, and yeah, that's it.
Man, Brennan's always a griefer. It's always a fang diff when you're working with that man. All right, folks. With that, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the lounge.